Hi guys, it's Any aka the Nut Trader, your friendly neighborhood swing trader, back again with another video. And today is Saturday, the 11th of May 2019. You must be wondering, why am I giving you the date on a Saturday? Normally I don't do technical analysis reports on Saturday. Well, today I'm going to do my first ever weekend technical analysis report on cryptocurrencies. Let's get straight into the video. Now you know I'm going to ask you to do next, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that alert button to get alerts on all my latest videos. I've got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Not Trade on all social media platforms. And if you check the description section below, you'll see a link to my mailing list. If you join my mailing list, you'll get priority access to my free training course I'm creating for beginner traders. You also get weekly emails on all my videos that I send straight to your inbox, and I'll also send you weekly updates on my entries, exits, stop losses, and reasons behind all the trades that I make. So let's get straight into the video. So, Bitcoin. Let me talk to you actually. Let me cast your minds back to 2018. I didn't really understand the intrinsic value of cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin, and I didn't want to really invest in something I didn't really know much about and lose a lot of money. And I thought I was entering, well, around 2017. I saw the hype, but I caught on late, and I didn't want to enter and lose all my money because I thought I was reaching critical mass. I got to really know about Bitcoin, and well, I knew about Bitcoin before, but I got to really think about investing in it really late, just before around October 2017, and as we all know, it started crashing around December. So I thought I want some skin in the game. I want to get involved, but I don't want to buy the stock because I'm scared that I'm going to lose money. So I thought, let me start trading it, and lo and behold, lucky enough, I think around that time was when Bitcoin was accepted as on the major trading platforms like IG, Plus 500, Trading 212, CMC markets. They started adding them as an asset class to trade. I thought, great, I can start trading them. I can start spread bet trading them, which allows me to go short and go long. Problem was that the leverage on it wasn't very favorable, but I could understand that because it's a very volatile stock. So I think the leverage was about 50%. You have to have 50% of the value of Bitcoin to trade it. But that wasn't really a problem because I was trading with a larger account at the time. So what I did was that around 2018 I started seeing a pattern forming. So as you can see, these two dotted lines. Let me actually make it a bit easier to see. I'll make them thicker. If you can see these two dotted lines, these are dotted lines that I plotted around 2018, and straight away it's easy to identify that Bitcoin, when it hit the lows of about 5,800, yeah, 5,800 in February 2018, it quickly climbs back up again. Then I saw, okay, so this looks like it might be forming a descending triangle, but I wasn't sure the gradient of the triangle, so I drew two lines. One that went from here to here, and one that went from here to here. And to be honest, both of them were right in some sense. So it came up, and it came back down near to that support line again. So I thought, okay, I'm starting to see a pattern. Let me see if I can take advantage of this. I saw that it wasn't breaking 5,800. So when it got close to it, so when next time it came up and it kissed this line, I shorted it. And when I shorted it, I didn't ride it down all the way to the bottom because I wasn't still short of the line. But if you shorted it, or if you held it for a month, you would have made 4,000 pips. 4,000 pips in 1 month. And it kept doing the same thing until but the line was converging, and I kept making money by going long, shorting, going long, shorting. I made quite a lot of money just by following this pattern, this channel pattern, this descending triangle pattern. But I saw that it was converging here at some point, and that's when I said, okay, I've had enough. I'm gonna get out because I don't know what it's gonna do next. Some of the more optimistic people thought it might break out. Some people thought it might sell off. I wasn't sure, and because I didn't really have faith in Bitcoin as something that was adopted by people to actually use, but rather as an asset class to make money off of, I thought it was. I personally thought it was going to sell off, and that's exactly what it did. It sold off, but I wasn't confident enough to short it because we hit a point where it could do either, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So the best thing to do is just get out of the game. But yeah, I made quite a bit of money just by going long shorting over 2018. And then when it hit this point, it sold off. But it found support here at 3,086, and it was slowly creeping back up. As you can see here, it was making a bit of like a curved. I don't know what to call this, but if you drew a circle, it would probably fit into this. As you can see here, the gradient was getting higher and higher each time, and then that looks like, okay, it's starting to climb. It made a big jump at the beginning of April, and look at today. Today it's making a big jump as well. Last couple of days it's been making a big jump, and if you see these lines that I plotted, it kind of looks like a circle. What I'd do, the way I see it, is like something like that. Can you see that? So it shows that the gradient is increasing over time. This shows that it's a lot of people are buying, and also on the 180-day simple moving average, it's coming below one for the first time since about when was it? Since first time since about December 2017. The 180-day simple moving average is below price, so that's telling me that price is going to start continuously climbing. And plus, because the gradient of price movement has gone up and up, it looks like it's people aggressively buying more Bitcoin, so it looks like it's coming up. Now, if we go to like the 2-hour chart, if I say, we can see here some key points. It's broken 6,400, which has been a key level. I didn't put a line there, but it's been a key level. And I think the next key level, now that it's broken up, this is all just today. This morning. I'm recording this on Saturday at about 7:30 AM. This is all just now happening now, and I think the next key level that it needs to break would be 7,300. As you can see here, if you look at previous, if you go back to September 2018, hit this line here. If you go back to October 2018, hit this line there. So I'd expect it to, the way price is going, if it keeps rallying up and it keeps gaining momentum, I'd expect it to climb to this point and then start retracing back, and then maybe selling off a little bit, retracing before if it decides it wants to go up some more, carry on climbing. But as it stands, it looks like it's making a lot of gains, and it looks like Bitcoin's in the bullish, making a lot of bullish moves. I know that technical analysis is important, but there must be some sort of fundamentals that are coming into play that's making it climb so much. Just to add a little bit of fundamental analysis to my technical analysis, I thought I'd show you this article that I read on Market Watch about 4 reasons why Bitcoin might be surging. Quite interesting article that came out a couple of days ago. Well, it came out yesterday actually. One is the technically driven side. I kind of explained that in my video. Technical analysis, and all the technical analysis kind of tells you that Bitcoin should be going up based off of a lot of technical indicators that people like me and other technical analysts can see just by chart reading. So that would make TAs want to buy Bitcoin based off of what they're seeing in the indicators. The second one is adoption argument. Now, what short of it is that the biggest issue with Bitcoin, and kind of my issue with Bitcoin, was that a lot of people were buying it and treating it as an asset class just to trade, rather than using it for its intrinsic value, which was as a currency to purchase with. But it seems like a survey with Fidelity says people are actually using it for its actual purpose. And Fidelity survey, this is slowly changing. The Boston-based asset management said nearly half of institutional investors believe digital assets can play a role in their portfolio, while 22% already own some form of digital currency. So a lot of people are now actually adding digital currencies as part of their investment portfolio, and some people are actually using it for its intended purpose of as a digital currency to purchase goods with, which means that it's getting more adoption by the institutional players within the investment space, which is good because they're the ones with the big money and they're the ones that can actually move the market. They're the whales that are moving hundreds of millions of pounds. When they decide to take on an asset class like Bitcoin, it has it has big implications for the value of Bitcoin because they can move the market with the amount of money that they trade with. Sentiment shifting. So this is one that I was a bit worried about, mainly because if you know about what happened this week, Binance, one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges, they got hacked for £40 million worth of Bitcoin, and this is something that in the infancy of cryptocurrencies, when things like these happen, it would have a big adverse effect on the share price. It probably would have plummeted, but as Bitcoin's become a bit more mature now, things like these are bad. They're bad for the cryptocurrency space, but it's not enough to completely slash the value of the coin by a lot, like it would have done a while back. So now that sentiment is shifting per se, I think bad things can happen within the cryptocurrency space to individual exchanges or individual coins, but it won't have a as big an effect on the all-out market as it used to when it was still a more infant asset class, which is good for individual currencies that can't be easily swayed by something that happens to one of altcoins or one of the exchanges. And are people actually dropping it for gold? So this is an interesting one that I never actually thought about. In times of dire situations within the stock market, so when we're in times of recession or share prices are set, like the market's selling off in general, like we saw over the last week with the whole China and USA issue, like the major indices and major stocks were selling off. A lot of times when there's consistently falling prices in stocks and shares, people a lot of time try to maintain the value of their capital by investing in gold, because gold is for the most part inversely correlated to the US dollar. But now people are starting to see crypto as a safe haven for maintaining the value of their capital rather than gold. So now that there's been a lot of issues within the stock market, maybe people are moving some of their money into cryptocurrency as a way for it to retain its value. And that's a very interesting take that I never thought about, and it'll be great to see as time goes on, when the next recession hits, if Bitcoin starts climbing as the major indices and the major stocks start falling. It'll be interesting to see that, and to see if Bitcoin becomes a new alternative to rather than gold to the major stocks when recession hits. So those are the four potential reasons why Bitcoin might be surging, and it's an interesting article. I'll put the link in the description section below. I personally would think that maybe there's a lot of institutional investors that are buying back stocks. I believe Bitcoin has been manipulated a lot by institutional investors. They've been because they've been pumping and dumping, basically selling off a lot of their shares to make it drop, and then lots of retail traders will follow suit and sell off all their shares, and then they can buy back at a lower price and pump it again to go up. So that's why I've been watching it from afar, doing a lot of technical analysis, as you can see with all the lines that I've plotted, but I've been very wary to trade it unless I see a very obvious pattern. There's a lot of money to be made with Bitcoin, but you can lose a lot very quickly because it's so volatile, which is reflected in the fact that the margins are so unfavorable. They're the least favorable for any asset class, because you need 50%, and most of them you can get away with, and the leverage is really low. Yeah, I just thought I'd do a little analysis on Bitcoin because of the crazy move that it's been making this morning, and I know that there's an audience for Bitcoin out there. If you think that I should make more weekly videos on cryptocurrencies, maybe once a week or something like that, and let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what you think about Bitcoin. Are you in? Are you buying? Are you shorting? And if you know any news that might contribute to why it's been climbing so much. But yeah, it's Any, aka the Knock Trader, signing out.